Hi everyone, I'm Callie, and this is Yoga at Your Desk for the lower body with the York County Libraries in South Carolina. So my hope for you today is that you learn some stretches that you can do while you're at your desk. A lot of these you can also do if you're a passenger in a car, seated at the dinner table while you're sitting on your couch watching TV. So I hope that you can find some way to work a lot of these into just your regular life, just so you can reduce physical tension in your body, and also de-stress when you need to, because sometimes releasing that physical tension is a way to de-stress. So let's get started. We're just going to start with the feet. So just starting with some ankle rolls. So you can take circles each direction with your feet. And another thing you can do, if you feel like you have weak ankles, like you're rolling your ankles a lot, or even just like pain in your ankles, is you can write the alphabet out with your feet. So you can start with writing capital letters, and then A to Z, and then lowercase. You can do it in cursive, and that's a great way to actually strengthen your ankles. Anytime you can just roll them out or write the alphabet. And then we'll just do little heel lifts. And this is just really, really simple, obviously, but it just gets kind of the blood pumping throughout your legs and your feet. It's a great one to do if you just feel like you're stuck and you just need a little bit of movement. And you can do it as short or as long as you'd like. So turn to the left, and so your left leg will go off to the side. So you're kind of, again, at the edge of your seat, so just take your left arm and just hold on to the back of your chair, and you take your right leg out behind you. Now I purposefully put on regular pants today so that I can show that these can be done in work clothes. So you take that leg out behind you. Now if you're super tight, and which I am right now, you're not going to be able to extend the leg straight, and that's okay. But if you can get the leg straight, that's great, because that's what we're going to do here. You're going to try to extend the leg straight and then bend it again. Extend straight and bend. And you should feel this in your hip flexors, your thigh. Okay, you can feel it in a lot of different places. Just bending and straightening. Maybe even back here in the glutes a little. And then just coming back to center. And before we switch all the way to the other side, just take your legs nice and wide, toes pointed out, and take your hands on your shoulders and just push. Let's push the right knee away as you bring your right shoulder towards your opposite knee. So this is a nice stretch for the legs, but also your back. And then come back to center and just try it the other way. And then we'll come back to center and we'll do that lunge going the opposite way. So turning to the right, your right, and then you try to keep your ankle right under your knee. So those toes pointing straight. The back foot, the heel stays off the ground, and you're just bending and straightening again. So remember to hang on to the back of your chair. Just bending and straightening. And you can do it as many times as feels good. Again, it just gets things moving in your body. Helps relieve tension to do some of these dynamic movements. So turn back to center. And again, at the edge of your chair, I'm going to turn this way. At the edge of your chair, you're just extending one leg out long, keeping the other leg bent, and you're just hinging at the hips. So we're not rounding the back, reaching for the toe, we're hinging at the hips. Leaning forward, you can rest your arm on your bent knee. Maybe you reach down and touch, maybe not. Really, when I feel the stretch is when I'm flexing my foot back towards me. Actively making that leg work. Feeling a nice stretch. And then the other way. So this is the back of the legs. is where we're trying to feel it here. And then sitting up tall again. And this time you can lean back in your chair for a moment. Just draw your right knee into your chest and just hug it into your chest. And you might be able to get your knee in a little further in towards your body than I can right now. And that's okay. That's actually great, actually. You should get it in as far as you can. And you can go back to some of those ankle rolls. So there's a stretch you can double up in on. You're getting into your hip flexors and also the ankle. And then we'll take that right ankle and set it on your left knee. Now this is obviously a way people sit a lot of times. It's kind of the way we think of a man sitting, right? So trying to get the ankle on the knee. And I'm just going to call my husband out. What he does often is this. And that's okay. He's tight, obviously. But if you really want to feel it in your hip, you need to get the ankle over the knee. And if you're up here, that's just because you're tight, and that's okay. So if you are up here, you're trying to sit up tall, draw your shoulders away, and just you're thinking about that right hip while you breathe into it. If you're able, if you're working, if you're in meetings or working on emails, you don't have to think about that hip. So, and you're just gently pushing that knee down a little bit. I love to do this one on long car rides where you start to get like really stiff when I'm not driving. So pushing this knee down, and then you can also just take little twists here. Turn to one side, turn to the other side. If you do have really tight hips, you might start to feel some tingling in your leg, and that's okay. Doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means some stuff is happening in your body. And then I guess lastly here is you hinge forward again. So you try to keep a flat back, but you hinge forward. I like to say in my classes that you put your elbow on your knee and put your hand on your chin and smile. There you go. So let's do the other side. This one is one of my favorite ones. So first drawing the knee into your chest as high up as you can, maybe adding in those ankle rolls. And then as you're ready, taking that left ankle, put it on your right knee. Do try to stack ankle on your knee. Of course, it doesn't go right on the bone, right? That will be very uncomfortable. So finding a spot where it's not too uncomfortable right here. And then trying to sit up tall, trying to gently push this knee down. Hinging forward if that feels all right. And twisting to one side, twisting to the other. And then if you can, this is my really tight side, so I don't know if I can get all the way down today, but you put your elbow on your knee again, hand on your chin and smile. And then come to seated up. We'll take another little twist. I'll turn to the side, I think, to show you this one. So this one, you put your left hand on your left knee. Actually pick up that knee if you can, and just reach behind you. So if you're straight on if your chair, back of your chair is behind you, you can hold on to the back of the chair. Just adds a little bit in the legs for the twist. And if you're a bit more flexible, you can actually hold on to your foot and reach behind you. So that's an option too, if you're a bit more flexible. Not necessary to hold the foot. Okay, coming back to the feet, we're going to end on the feet here. So you can sit back on your chair for this one. And all you're going to do is just point and flex your foot. This is a great one for your feet, the tops of your feet, your toes. Depending on how much you really are getting the toes into pointing, you'll feel a lot more in your feet. It's also good for the lower leg muscles, your calf, and this muscle that runs right up here. Trying that on both sides. And this one is kind of like a warm-up for the next one as well. Next one is a big top of the foot stretch, which we hardly ever think about stretching. You do have to take your shoes off for this one, so I realize that may not be conducive in every work situation if you can't slip your shoes off. But all you do is put the tops of your toes on the floor and kind of roll your foot back and forth. Can feel really intense if you're not used to doing this one. I would recommend trying this one every day. So even if it's not at work, maybe at home. Just rolling back and forth over the foot. Excellent. That is what I have for you today. So I hope you found a few that you really like. And remember, just to work them in. You don't have to turn on a video and do 15 minutes in a row. You can work in these stretches anytime throughout your day, especially the ones that really are good for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.